Hello everyone, how are you doing today? I must say I like your top. Yes, you watching in Wolverhampton, that's very nice. But you watching over there in Brighton, can you put your top back on? I've just had lunch. Okay, well it's another unboxing for you. I've got one of those ominous tatty boxes that's been wrapped in some black bin liner by the looks of it, despite the fact that the listing always states will be well wrapped for collectors. Well, if well wrapped means putting a bit of black bag around it and nothing else, then that's not well wrapped to me. So already my heart is heavy. I feel that we could be having another disaster if the contents is anything like the box, which is, well, it looks like some quite heavy person has sat on it. Judging by what they do with boxes on these delivery firms like Yodel, this wasn't Yodel, but they all chuck boxes about. This one has been through the wars. Here it is. It's an Electrolux, a vintage-ish, maybe a 1990s model. We'll soon find out. Hopefully we might get a clue of when this was from. But without any further ado, let's open the box. Right, let's get my scissors and cut through. I expect this is one of the ones that smells as well. This is pretty bad. Electrolux. I've had enough dealings with this seller, you'd think they'd know by now, and I've had to complain, not every time, but I'd say my complaint rate is at least 60%. And some of the times actually I've got stuff that's not been how it should have been and I've not complained. So anyway, this one is pretty bad, pretty appalling. So it's an Electrolux Z5010. It says year/week 509, don't know what that means, on the side. It's of course a bagged cylinder. I think it's called an Excellio or something, I'm not sure how you pronounce it. Okay, oh dear. I've had Electrolux cleaners in this cellar before, and they've been excellent condition. This one has been wrapped up, it's been wrapped up from the factory in something to protect it, so hopefully. Well, here's a bag, pretty small. Just shuffle on up a bit and there we go, that's one of the bags. Original Electrolux. Pretty small bag considering the cleaner isn't exactly what I'd call compact. Here's the instruction manual. So it's Electrolux Z5010. Excellio, I think you pronounce it. Excellio, silence my eye. Basic instruction manual there. Can we see it clearly? I've got a bright light on and it's washing things out rather. This was probably not the bottom of the range, certainly not the top, possibly a mid-range cleaner. There might have been, it's got variable speed control, there might have been a more basic model without variable. In fact, there might have been a model without automatic cord rewind. Oh dearie me. You know, this is absolute, filthy dirty. Looks like it's a tapered hose. Very dirty, that's going to have to go into some hot soapy water to clean that up. So it's a tapered hose. My hands are filthy. So it's thicker at the cleaner end than it is at the handle end, is the handle. Little suction control relief valve. Swivels on that side, swivels on the other end as well. Oh dear. Do you know what? There's something missing. You would think, I mean, I should be more annoyed. You would think the seller, it's not a factory sealed one, they've taped this up, you'd think the seller would have just checked. I mean, I might be having a little bit of a fit for no reason, but I don't think I am. I have a feeling that the main carpet and floor nozzle is missing. If I'd been honest with my feedback for this seller, the seller's feedback would be absolutely... Anyway, I might be sort of... Unless it's stored inside, I think I'm missing the main carpet and floor nozzle. Here's the telescopic extension tube. Fortunately, no rust, unlike some of the others I've had. You know, sometimes I really want to scream my head off. It's a big machine. I was expecting it to be a lot smaller than this. Oh, for fuck's sake. You know, I expect the haters out there are laughing at me, aren't they? But don't worry, haters, because I know that I will either get my money back or I'll get another one. This is ridiculous condition. This is appalling. I mean, oh! I want to wring this woman's neck. I don't care if she's bloody watching this. This is not acceptable. How much trouble is it just to check before you're selling something on eBay? Just have a look. It was classed as brand new. And it may be unused, but if you look at the condition and the state of this... Oh, there's something rattling about as well. Absolutely. Look at that. Now this... That's one way to alienate one of your customers, isn't it? Right, this is much bigger than I expected it to be. I'm not going to be, obviously. I don't know what's going to happen with this. It's quite heavy. It might all wipe and polish off, but that isn't the point. Obviously, I'm still missing the main carpet and floor nozzle, so as a vacuum, it's absolutely, for cleaning carpets and hard floors, useless. This, I mean, no, it's got a great big mark. I mean, it's a dent out here. The condition of this is appalling. You've excelled yourself. I'm not mentioning the company because those who collect vacuum cleaners know the company I'm talking about. Some of you will have bought from that company and hopefully you'll have had better experiences. I bought a lot from them and obviously it's, I'd say the failure rate is pretty high. As I say, there's probably, I don't know how many I've bought. I must have bought at least 20 vacuums from this company and this is just off the top of my head. Out of the 20, probably 17 have been fine. 16 or 17. No, what am I saying? No! Reverse that. 16 or 17 have had something wrong with them. Probably, take a rough... Out of 20 vacuums, say, I've got from them, I'd say maybe 3 I've not had cause to complain. An Electrolux Airstream, that was all wrapped up in polystyrene, that was fine. An Electrolux Z5010 Super Boost, that was fine. Actually, there was another Electrolux I think was okay. But on the whole, nearly everything I bought from this company has either been dirty, it's had bits missing, it's been broken. Right, I'll carry on and show you what's what before I take some photos and I just don't really know, you know. There's another vacuum I want to buy from this seller, but really, the condition, that's a bit, I mean by this stage, Electrolux, well actually, let me just see if we can date it. This, you know, as with other companies, so it's made in the UK I believe. Oh my lord, no! Made in Sweden, this one. surprisingly. So it's model Z5010, product number 907-1712, serial number 509-00210, 1100 watt, NOM, 1350 watt, max. I'm surprised it's Swedish. So, yeah, it's not really white either. I'd say it's an off-white, a grey, a light grey colour. Looks quite white on the video, but it is in reality. So, how do we get that open? There we are. No. How did I open that? Because opening that gets into the bag. There's the bag, there's a tiny bag. But how did I open the... Oh, there, that's what you do. To get to the tools, you just pull that up. So here's the tools. Looks quite clean inside. Oh, there's a date wheel, but that doesn't help. So, it's a pretty nasty, cheapo all-purpose nozzle. Dusting brush, pretty familiar design. I've seen that on other cleaners. It is all feeling starting to go a little bit cheaper feeling, this. Certainly compared to the 2020 Super Boost, which was a much earlier cleaner. That certainly felt like a quality machine, made in Luton Beds. So here's a self-sealing bag. When you pull it out, the little things seal. Oh, I just don't know why I bother. Anyway, as I was saying, yes, to the haters, you know, although I'm disappointed with it, I know that it's not going to cost, it's either going to get a refund or get a replacement or something. I'll say that for the seller, they do sort out the problems, but it could be so much better if they were to just look at the stuff. You know, whenever I've sold stuff on eBay, it has been, I just make sure it's well packed, it's as described, it's spotless. If it's been a vacuum that's been used, you wouldn't know it because I clean it out and it's, you know, because I want whoever, there's a bit of muck in there, I want whoever who has bought anything for me to be happy with it. This seller just seems to churn them out and just doesn't bother. And to be honest, it's just getting beyond a joke now. If there's ever been a disaster unboxing, it's normally this particular seller on eBay that's been behind it. So there's the tools, there's the bag. Bag check indicator here, looks like it's just a piston type. Minimum, maximum slide control, you can operate that with your foot, I expect. Foot operated, on off, and cord rewind. There's filter system here, so I'm assuming... Oh, there we are. Huh. See what's missing there? How on earth? How on earth? I'm sure there's a filter. There should be a filter in there. Surely there should be a filter. Well, maybe not. Oh yes, yes there should be. There should be a filter. There's no filter in there. There should be something in there. There is an exhaust filter missing. Can we see there? There should be an exhaust filter. So, what's wrong with this? Filthy dirty, exhaust filter's missing, and the main carpet and floor nozzle is missing. So it looks like the exhaust vents out of there, not out of the bottom, so you can stand it on its end, and that's where the exhaust air comes out of. Bit Dolphin-esque, the way the wheels are partly covered. The Dolphin was certainly better than this, although that, if you look at my unboxing for the Dolphin, that had 2 extension tubes missing. I wouldn't blame the seller for that particular one because I'm sure that was a factory sealed one. This obviously wasn't, but that makes me even more cross. I mean, that is filthy. Anyway, as soon as I've finished this, I'll take a few pictures. You see, I hate having to complain. I just want a quiet life. That's all I want out of life. is just to, you know, if I buy something, I just expect it to be delivered in a timely manner and I expect to get what I paid for, you know, what was described. But obviously, again, in this case, I haven't. We're going to see whether it turns on. That's the nozzle that should have come with it anyway. Just that nozzle. So that was missing. The fact it hasn't even got an exhaust filter either. I mean, this has obviously been out of the way. It's not just been an old item stored away. It's obviously been out of the box. It looks like it's gone several rounds with Mike Tyson. Whoever he is. It's huge. It's a lot bigger. I thought it was a compact cleaner. But it's what I would call a full-sized vacuum. Right, let's plug the thing in and see if it works. Well, I think that's noisier than it should be because obviously there's no exhaust filter which would muffle the sound. Stinks as well. Stinks of the farmyard. I mean, I don't know if that's how it should sound. I wonder if it's got soft start because I did start it off on minimum. Let's start it on maximum. Right. As I say, it's quite noisy and quite smelly. What's the suction like? Let's have a... You know, suction's adequate. It's not... doesn't blow me away. Doesn't look like the bag check indicator worked either. Well, it certainly didn't work when I was blocking the end off. But some don't work like that. But what I'll try to simulate a full bag, I'll just shove this black bin liner into the bag compartment. That will simulate a very full bag. So we'll see if the indicator changes now. If it doesn't, that means the indicator's probably seized up. Start at a minimum. No, nothing. If that's the piston indicator, that should at least have gone red or fluctuated, but it's just, that's probably seized. Because I certainly blocked off the airflow. Did I show you that? Well, I was too bit annoyed to be showing you these things. So it's got that filter, but I am pretty sure it would and should have an exhaust filter. Surely to goodness, inside here there would have been an exhaust filter. Now whether it would be a HEPA pleated type or just a sponge type, I don't know, but it would have had an exhaust filter. There's no way this cleaner would have just had a pre-motor filter and nothing at the back. So, I'm going to have to go and wash my hands. There's a blanking piece there. I wonder what that was for. I wonder if it was a power take-off socket. Oh, it's all I can see now, even if it cleans up. It's just scuffed and marked. Oh, goodness sake. Apart from that, you know, had it been as described, it would have been okay, but obviously, let's check that this... How does that go on? I don't know if that's... I don't even know if this is the correct tube, you know. I'm really... I'm shaking with rage. I'm managing to keep a lid on it. I'm not a violent or angry person, to be honest. I wonder if it's a little sort of a switchy thing there. Now that's obviously a parking slot. There's one on the back as well, but it moves. I wonder if that turns the machine off when you park the imaginary floor nozzle. No, it doesn't seem to be. Doesn't seem to be like a parking on-off switch. You know, if I'd seen the how that was, I can't remember how much I paid for this. Certainly not. It's not worth this. Even if I paid £10 for it, I wouldn't be happy with it because it wasn't. It's not as described. I haven't got my iPad to hand. Obviously, the picture didn't show much, as they never do in these this particular seller's listing. In fact, one of the vacuums they're selling is a picture stolen from one of my YouTube videos. So it's not. I thought that carpet looks familiar. That TV unit looks familiar. Oh yes, that's my mum's carpet and TV unit. Wonder how it managed to find its way onto somebody else's listing. So anyway, there we are. An Excellio Z5010 silence vacuum. Probably looks better. Looking at my viewfinder, probably looks quite good. But then they say the camera never lies. Bucks Fizz sung, the camera never lies. But the camera certainly does lie. Believe you me. It's quite a heavy cleaner. You know, you can clearly see that, can't you? Brand new. I know it's an old model. But yet again, I wonder what that... Listen, something rattling about in there. I wonder if it's got anything to do with the bag check indicator, because that is not working. And I'm feeling... I wonder how easy these are to get into. It's not a regular screw, it's one of those star-shaped. I'm sure I've got, or have I? No, I think I've got a screwdriver, star-shaped thing that fits that. So there's two screws there. Oops. Two screws there, so hopefully, yes, that should mean just 4 screws and I should be able to take the top off after, of course, I've unplugged it. But I'm not doing anything yet. See what the seller says. Just take some photos of the damage. Obviously, bits missing, filters missing. If they haven't got another one, well, what's the point, you know? I'll take a refund. But it's useless without that floor tool. And I don't know if I can get... I don't know what colour the floor tool would be, actually. Might be black. Might be grey. I don't really know what colour it would have been. Anyway, there we go. Another disappointment, yet another disappointment, you see. That's the trouble, you see. That's the trouble with buying a load of vacuums. But I seem to really, you know, I've had some bargains and I've been pleased with a lot of stuff, but it does tend to be this seller. Another direct vacuums on eBay, that was another one that I was disappointed with. That AEG, or AEG Ultra 1 that wasn't as described and was faulty. But certainly the fail rate for this particular seller is pretty high, and you know, if I didn't want the vacuums I would have nothing else to do with this seller, but you know, I'll send a polite email, say, well, you know, but this time I'm going to say, please, why do you not check your cleaners? And the excuse was, well, the collectors prefer to have them, you know, unboxed, blah blah. Well, this obviously wasn't factory sealed. It wouldn't have taken much just to check that everything was in there, but the seller unfortunately doesn't know what they're selling. Fortunately, I know what I'm buying, more or less. Obviously, anyone who bought this would not have been happy with that. So it's not just me. And I'm glad I record everything, because sometimes I think the seller won't believe me. But I record everything. Everything I unbox, you know. I buy some new toilet tissue, I record the unboxing of that. A new toothbrush, carpet shampoo, whatever. No, I don't. I should do, but it's a good little insurance, because, you know, I'm not making these things up. This is how I received the cleaner. You saw me unbox it just got it 10 minutes ago, or whenever, however long I've been nattering on for. 20 minutes ago, a bloke gave me this on my front door. I thought, right, let's get this unboxed. Let's get the disappointment out of the way. I knew somehow, I knew in my heart that I was going to be disappointed. Well, as soon as he gave me the box, I thought, I'm going to be disappointed with this. And I was. So for me, Roger, and the Electrolux Excellio, it's goodbye. Hopefully there'll be a reasonable outcome for this. You might not see this again. It's not really, it's this bit, it's boring to me anyway. If it'd been a nice fancy model with lights and stuff, but it's a bit boring anyway, isn't it? Some vacuums are boring, and this one for me is a little bit boring. But anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, please thumbs up, please comment, please share the video, please watch all my other videos, or some of them if you've got a few hours to kill. Just pop me on a continual loop, and you'll get to learn more about a lot of vacuum cleaners if that's your bag. Excuse the pun. Okay, that's it. See you very soon. Bye.